Hi, welcome back to yoga class. I invite you to find a space that you can sit for a while, or you could even do a standing meditation. So we're going to start off with getting in touch with our breath, and we're going to also start off with this card I'll show you. So it's Adho Mukha Mudra. We join the pads of the thumbs together with the palms facing downward. Point all the fingers down while resting the tops of the fingers and first knuckles together. Keep all fingers straight and relaxed. Hold the mudra with the tips of the thumbs lightly touching the belly near the navel. So this is the one we're going to do. And what you do is you just bring fingers down, knuckles together, thumb pads touching lightly, and we're going to bring it to our navel. So as we bring this to our navel, we're going to start off with breathing. So nice deep breaths. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms, even closing the eyes here as we focus on the navel. And allowing that to bring in some warmth. While we focus here and relax and listen to our breath, I'll tell you the benefits. The benefits is that it activates the Manipura chakra, strengthens the digestive fire, increases transformative and self-healing powers, reduces toxicity, readies the mind for meditation, prayer, or recitation of mantras. So it's just calming the mind and strengthening our solar plexus, Manipura. Now we could gently open the eyes. Today we are going to move into the solar plexus. We can keep this hand mudra, or we can release that at this point and just bring the palms of the hands stacking right over our solar plexus. So now we're slightly above the navel and between the navel and the sternum. We want to make sure we are grounded here, hip width distance apart with our feet, toes point straight forward, our knees are soft. We're going to take a few deep breaths here and to our solar plexus. And on the next breath, we're coming to the sound Ram. Inhale. Ram. Inhale to Ram. Ram. Last one, inhale to Ram. And just nice deep breaths, feeling that vibration throughout the body, especially our solar plexus. Go ahead and release the arms, the hands. We are going to start with standing exercises today. So let's find that place where we feel comfortable, we feel grounded, our knees are soft. We're even starting to tuck in the abs, activating inward our perineum muscle and drawing upward through the spine, all the way through the crown. Let's inhale, lengthen up and over. And exhale. Let's go ahead and release, forward fold. So hinge at the hips, let the heart move forward, flatten the back, then release all the way down as we grab the backs of the legs. Keep the knees soft. Let's inhale into a flat back, lengthening through the neck, through the back. Let's exhale into our chair pose. Taking it easy here with our breath. Let's inhale, start to lengthen up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthening up and over. Exhale again, forward fold, swan dive, hinge at the hips, heart leads, flat back, relax all the way down, grab a hold of the legs, knees soft. Inhale, coming back into that flat back. Exhale, hinging back at the hips and knees, coming forward with the arms or hinging at the elbows. Keep that flat back. Next breath, inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Inhale, coming into that half back. Exhale, hinge back into our chair pose. Taking another deep breath here. We're going to exhale, release, and start to lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together. Let's sweep it to hands to heart as we open the legs. Finding that center straddle. Having the toes point forward, heels back behind. Let's inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, bring the palms back together, cross the thumbs, lateral flexion, keeping the hips and legs stable, rooting through the feet. Let's inhale, lengthen center. And exhale, lateral flexion. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And when we have it here, let's exhale, twist at the waist, hips stay forward. One arm reaches forward, the other arm reaches back. Inhale, let's lengthen forward, up, center. Exhale, twisting opposite direction. An option to bring the head looking behind us as we sweep. Again, exhaling and looking over the shoulder back behind us unless the neck doesn't allow us, and we can look forward or to the side. Inhale and exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening up and over. Let's exhale, make fists for wrists here. So we're starting to make fists, bring it to the low back, tighten the glutes. Arch through the heart here, or through between the shoulder blades. We're squeezing together. We're lifting through the heart, bringing the gaze upward. The navel still tucks in towards the spine as we stabilize the legs. One more breath here. Let's exhale. We're going to release that. Bring the fingertips together, interlace the hands, flatten and lengthen through the back as the shoulders continue to roll back and down. Hinging at the hips and knees are still soft, flatten the back, and move forward and down. Once you've moved forward and down, releasing the head, back, neck, and shoulders, let's lift the arms, hands up off the back, just as high as we can. Remember, the knees are soft. Let's exhale, release that. Bring the hands over to one leg, one foot here, and we're gonna hinge that knee. Keep the opposite one lengthened, and you're just bringing the palms down. The knee bends. Roll the shoulders back, flatten through the back here. Glutes are back, so the knee doesn't pass the toes. Let's go ahead and start to move. Walk through center, just moving to the other side. Bend that knee. Hinge the glutes back, lengthen the opposite leg, keeping the sole of the foot on the ground. Nice deep breaths as we have a flat back here. And let's move it back to center. From center, bring the hands to the hips, keep the knees soft. Let's inhale, coming into a flat back here. And as we're in flat back, let's press through the soles of the feet, really activating our legs, and bring it into airplane as the palms face down, and and fingers outstretched behind us as we lengthen our back all the way through the neck, so we're gazing downward. Let's go ahead and bring the hands back to the quads above the knees. Hinge at the knees softly and start to bring those heels inward. So now we can start to sit back, finding our knee ankle alignment and the toes pointing in the same direction as our knees. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to the inner thighs and on top of the quads as we roll the shoulders back. Hips are back as we hinge at the knees and hips. Let's go ahead and exhale, just twisting and looking over one shoulder. Inhale, we're gonna bring it back to center, and exhale, twisting and looking over the other shoulder. Inhaling through center. Exhale, twisting. Inhaling through center. And exhale, twisting. Inhale, center. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to exhale, start to lift all the way up, lengthen through the legs. Inhale, arms come up and over. Couple of deep breaths here. Starting to tuck those abs in, ground through the feet. And we're gonna exhale, hinge at the knees, bring the glutes back as we hinge at the hips, palms face up. Let's move into our sun pose. Rolling the shoulders back. Find that deep breath. One more breath here. And let's start to exhale. Press through the soles of the feet. Then inhale as we lengthen up and over again. We're going to exhale, palms face forward, moonflower, elbows to the rib cage, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, let's lengthen up. Exhale, sunflower, round circle. We can keep stacked vertebrae here and just hinge at the hips and knees, making a circle. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, back into moonflower, elbows to the rib cage, shoulders roll back. Inhale. Exhale, I'm going to show another option here for our sunflower. You can hinge at the hips and draw forward down towards the mat, completing that circle and then bringing it back up on an inhale. Exhale, hinge at the elbows, moonflower. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, sunflower, hinging at the hips and knees. An option to hinge at the hips and draw the heart forward, sweeping the hands closer to our mat. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, just open the arms, palms face up. Let's heel toe our feet back to hip width distance apart. Taking nice deep breaths here. Let's inhale, lengthen up through the arms. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming back into our half back. Exhale, hinge back into our chair. You could always have arms, shoulders rolled back, elbows close to our rib cage, flatten through the back, or extension of the arms. You could even have hands at heart here. One more breath. And exhale. Bring the arms back out, palms face up. We're coming into star pose. Roll the shoulders back. Start to find those tight abs right at our solar plexus again. Starting to hinge to one side. We're flattening, dorsiflex a foot as we start to lengthen out directly to the side, making our 5-pointed balancing star. Focusing on the breath, and maybe even finding a spot for the eyes to focus on to help with balance. And let's exhale, release the arms, release that leg. Same leg. Let's inhale, bring the arms up and over, bend the knee, dorsiflex the foot, lifting up. Take a couple of breaths here. One more breath. let's exhale, release all the way down. Switching to the opposite leg. Inhale, palms out to the sides facing up. Extend through that opposite leg, dorsiflex the toes. Finding our 5-pointed star, balancing. And let's exhale, release down. Release the arms, same leg. Let's inhale, bring the arms up and over, knee comes up, and dorsiflex the foot. 2 more breaths here. And let's exhale, release. Coming to your mat, wherever you're at, hip width distance apart, knees are soft. Let's step 1 foot forward. That other leg is going to lengthen back. Remember, we have setting up for warrior here. So our toes, the lengthened leg moves off to the side. Our hips, we're going to come right into warrior 1. So our hips are going to face forward. Forward knee stacks above the ankle, toes point forward. Let's inhale and lengthen all the way through the torso, through the arms as we lengthen upward. We have 1 more breath in our warrior 1, and then we're going to move into humble warrior. Inhale, lengthening up. And let's exhale, release the arms back behind us, interlace the fingers. Keep the legs exactly the same. Let's hinge at the hips. Let the heart lead forward down. Then lift the arms up off the back for humble warrior. Let's come back into that breath. We have 2 more breaths here. And let's exhale. We're going to sweep the hands back all the way up into our warrior 1. Let's inhale, lengthen through the warrior 1, and then exhale, moving into warrior 2. That same arm leg is forward. Roll the shoulders back, tuck in the abs. Let's look at the knee. Make sure it still stacks right above the ankle and points towards our toes. Take a couple more breaths here in warrior 2. One more breath. As we exhale, let's move this into our side angle pose. So let's hinge at the elbow. Forearm comes down, lengthen that arm up, open through the shoulder blades. Stacking shoulders, stacking hips. Let's go ahead and rotate palm facing us and start to reach overhead as we elongate even further. 2 more breaths. Start to bring it all the way back up as if we're coming into warrior 2, but let's move all the way through to reverse warrior. So hand comes back behind us, palm faces us as we lift all the way up. And let's exhale. We're going to allow the hips to come back forward. Let's step it forward. Inhale, bring the arms up and over. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Keep the knees soft. Inhale, coming into half back. Exhale, let's move into chair pose. Hinge back from knees, hips, lengthen through the back. And let's release, lengthening all the way up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. We're going to come to the other side. So we're going to step the other leg forward. Remember, we're setting up so that that back leg is lengthened and the toes off to an angle. The front leg is bent right above the ankle. Toes point forward, hips point that same direction. Let's inhale, warrior 1. Nice deep breaths here as we press the soles of the feet into the mat. Elongate through the torso, drawing the abs in. We have 1 more breath. Let's exhale, start to release the hands back behind us, interlace the fingers. We're coming into humble warrior. Stretch down the back, roll the shoulders back, lift through the heart, hinge at the hips, draw forward down. Start to lift the hands up off the back once you are forward and down. Come back into your breath. Focus on the depth, quality of the breath. And we're going to exhale, sweep the hands back as we come all the way back into our warrior one. Inhale, reaching up. And we're going to exhale, warrior two. Front arm comes forward, back arm moves back. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen through the torso. Looking over the front hand. Make sure knee ankle alignment, you can see your toes all pointing the same direction. Moving into our side angle pose, hinge at the forearm at the elbow, bring it down, palm faces up, reach that other arm up. Option to bring the gaze upward, downward, or right at the horizon, whatever feels good for your neck, your body. Let's start to rotate the palm over as we sweep it over our head, reaching, lengthening and stretching all the way overhead. Let's go ahead and start to release that as we come up. Keep the legs in the same position. The back arm comes back behind us. The other palm reaches up, lengthens up for our reverse warrior. Nice deep breaths here in reverse warrior. And let's exhale. Once again, bringing hands to hips, let's step it forward. Coming back to the mat, hip width distance apart. Keep the knees soft. Let's start to connect our big toes together. So we have about a fist between the heels and the back. Our big toes are going to touch. We're going to release the arms here. We're going to come into more of a meditation. So this is bamboo in the wind. We're letting the eyes shut. The shoulders roll back and down, the arms lengthen. We're only focusing on our breath here as the eyes are shut. We could feel the body move and sway like bamboo in the wind. And just getting in touch with your energy, with the sways, with the breath. Feeling movement, feeling free. And now, starting to open the eyes again. Let's step it back out to hip width distance apart. And in fact, let's step it out back into our straddle so we have wider hips. So here we're bringing it out beyond the hips, beyond the shoulders, toes point forward, soles of the feet are nice and grounded. Big nice deep breaths here. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, release all the way back behind us. Interlace the fingers together. Inhale, draw down the back, lift through the heart, bring the gaze up, stabilize the feet. Knees soft, exhale, hinge forward and down. Inhale, start to lift the arms up off the back. 2 more breaths here, keep the knees soft. Exhale, release the hands right above the knees, quads, bend the knees. Let's draw those heels in, set the glutes back again. Roll the shoulders back, check. Knee ankle alignment, toes point that direction as the knees. nice deep breaths here. Let's start to bring it to our goddess pose. Palms forward, hinge at the elbows, roll the shoulders back, lengthen through the back here. Let's exhale, bring the palms together, zip down to the elbows. Keep the elbows lifted off the chest. Let's inhale and open back up, strong goddess. Exhale, bring it back. Palms connect, zip down to the elbows. Inhale, open back up. Last one, exhale. And inhale, open. Exhale, draw the elbows down. And inhale, lengthen all the way up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Let's bring it back to hip width distance apart. Come towards the back part of the mat. We're going to come into our downward facing dog. So let's inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive to the floor. Inhale, keep the knees soft. Let's move into monkey. Option to bring the gaze forward. Exhale, let's walk it down into our downward facing dog. Let's walk this out here. Heel, toe, bicycling the legs. The knees are bending one at a time. Lengthening through the back. Lengthening through the arms. Spreading through the fingers. Pressing all the way down through the knuckles, the fingers and the palm. Let's start to lengthen through the legs. We're going to move into our plank pose. Let's take a few breaths here. One more breath. And let's exhale, gently release the knees. We're going to come all the way back into a child's pose. This child's pose, you can pick whether it's wide-legged, extended, or regular. So just glutes to heels. And start to release forward and down. Try to focus back on the breath here. Starting to lift back up. We're going to find all fours. And as we find all fours, we're going to scrape the barrel. So it's moving through cat, cow, but all the way around in a circle. So imagine your entire torso is going to scrape through a barrel that it's in. So we'll start off in cow. As we inhale, we look forward, cow, expanding. Then we're going to move to a side, and we're going to start to exhale as we move into cat. Move to the opposite side, start to inhale back into cow. Exhale to the side, up into cat. Inhale to the side, all the way back down into cow. Exhale to the side, all the way up into cat. Keep it here for a moment. We're in cat pose. Then let's start to bring it to an inhale, moving the opposite direction, dropping the spine into cow as we look forward. Exhale to the opposite side and lift up into cat. So we just switched directions. Inhale, moving through cow. Exhale, moving through cat. Inhale, moving through cow. Remember to take your time here. We're moving through the spine. Exhale, cat. Let's keep it here in cat, taking another deep breath. And let's start to inhale into cow. Exhaling into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhaling, cat. Inhale, flatten the back, lengthen through one arm, the opposite leg as we come into spinal balance. more breath in spinal balance. And let's exhale, release. We're going to switch sides for our spinal balance. Inhale, opposite arm and leg. Focusing on the breath here as we lengthen through the spine, through the limbs. Finding our balance, finding our breath. One more breath. And let's exhale, release. As we release, let's bring it back, glutes to heels, this time open and widen through the knees for our wide-legged extended child's pose. Let's start to make our way up. And we're going to keep the glutes on the heels. So we're just walking the hands toward ourselves, shoulder width distance apart. We want to move into eye of the needle of this style. So let's go ahead and keep one hand grounded. The opposite, let's go ahead and sweep up for our windmill first. So just allow it to twist, lengthen through the back, lengthen through the shoulders and fingers. And then as we exhale, eye of the needle is going to sweep, palm facing upward through that arm and leg. We're going to release our shoulder, our head down. You can always keep a kickstand to help stack shoulders. You can also bring that hand forward and walk it to the opposite side, lengthening and stretching. Or you can just bring that hand on the low back, reaching for that opposite hip. Let's go ahead and exhale, bring it back, pressing into the hand and kickstand, gently starting to lift back up. Press that hand down, stabilizing. Let's inhale, windmill on the opposite side as we stretch, lengthen through the back, the shoulders, the arms. Exhale, eye of the needle, palm faces upward, moving through that side. Shoulder, head comes down. Option to keep kickstand. Option to bring the hand forward and walk it to a side to open up the side stretch. Another option is bringing it to the low back, reaching for that opposite hip. Let's start to release, bring it back into kickstand, press through the palm of the hand, coming back up. Let's move all the way back onto hands and knees and even walk the hands forward so we're in our kneeling plank. Lengthen from knees all the way through the crown of the head. Draw the elbows in. We're going to move through crocodile, hinge at the elbows, keep the back flat, and slowly release down. From here, we're coming into baby cobra. So baby cobra, keep the pelvis down, roll the shoulders back, inhale, lift the gaze, draw the shoulders, blades back together, squeezing back and down, elbows close to the ribcage, palms are lifted, we're breathing. Those of us who would like to try regular cobra, press into the palms of the hands, keep the shoulders rolled back and down, and gently start to lift through the heart and the gaze. Make sure that we're still breathing in and out of the nose. And let's exhale. We're going to gently release. As we release, let's bring our palms face down. We're going to take one leg, bend the knee, and allow it to come close to you. Allow the toes to point away from you. So knee ankle alignment, this is going to be our half frog, and our knee hip alignment. You can bring yourself forward and down again. Take a few deep breaths as it stretches through the low back and the hips. exhale, we're going to allow that leg to go all the way back down. Remember, knee now faces the floor, toes extend towards the back wall. We're moving on to the other side. That other side, we bend the knee, ankle-knee alignment, toes point off in that opposite direction. We bring ourselves face forward, and we release again the forehead right on top of our hands. Focusing on the breath, relaxing the body, let's release the opposite leg as well. As we release, bring the hands back to the sides of the chest. We're going to strengthen the abs as we move back into kneeling plank, pressing the floor away from us, and moving all the way back into extended child's pose. Let's start to move forward. Coming back to our mat and into our sitting position here. And as we're in sitting position, maybe easy cross-legged style here. Let's take a nice deep breath, just lengthen through the back, through the body, let the knees be open. So if this is very uncomfortable for you, maybe the knees, legs are more open than just our crossed legs. Maybe the legs aren't crossed at all, and we just have the soles of the feet together. Nice length through the back here. Just taking a few deep breaths. Let's exhale, release the chin into chest. Allow us to round to the shoulder, bringing that gaze forward to the horizon again as the ear reaches towards that shoulder, shoulder relaxes. Release the chin across the chest, pressing down. As we move to the opposite side, we bring that gaze back forward, chin lifts, but our head is tilted, ear to shoulder. One more breath. And let's exhale, chin into chest. Let's go ahead and lift back to neutral. We're gonna bring those knees back together. Bent knees, allow yourself to roll down into the mat. Let's bring the knees to the chest, squeezing tight, giving ourselves a good hug as we gently rock left and right, massaging the low back here. So just keep rocking left and right, getting that low back massage, and maybe hanging out to the knees and even bringing it into circles here. And if we are making circles, let's make opposite circles. So just really allowing that back to get a massage, especially the low back, the mid back. And let's go ahead and release the head here. Let's start to lengthen the legs up and over. As we lengthen the legs up and over, we have hip width distance apart, dorsiflex the toes towards the nose, palms face the ground, lengthen the arms. We're even pressing down. We're activating our abs, our solar plexus again. We're drawing that navel down into the spine and pressing it out into our floor. So you'll feel that contraction in the abs and pressing down into the back, flattening all the way through the back. And here, while we have this contraction and our palms face down, let's move like we have a tail. So imagine there's a tail, or your hips are just moving side to side. You're taking turns squeezing hips to rib cage, one at a time. Hip width distance apart, toes still dorsiflex towards the nose. You're just moving those hips. Let's release from there. We're gonna bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet back down, directly behind the glutes, ground the feet. Let's inhale to our modified bridge, lifting the hips. Keeping the palms face down, shoulders back into the ground as we lift the hips. Keep the knees hip width distance apart, finding the breath. Nice deep breaths here. And let's exhale, release the hips back onto the floor. Let's inhale, lift those legs, tighten those abs, bring the arms up and over, stretching now through the arms as well as the legs. Take another deep breath. We're going to exhale, just release feet and arms. Lift it back up into our modified bridge. Another deep breath. And let's exhale, release. Releasing those hips, we're going to bring one knee up to us. Let's interlace the fingers around that shin bone as we draw the knee into the chest. Take another deep breath. Let's exhale. Start to lift the head up off the mat. Bring the forehead towards that bent knee. Activating our abs here. Let's exhale, release. As we release, let's bring our hand down either on the mat, or we could even bring our hand resting on our hip, because we're going to take the opposite hand on that inner part of the knee and just gently open that bent knee to the side without lifting the glutes or hips. So having hand on the knee and the other hand on the hips, stabilizing the back and the hips into the floor as we open up through the leg, the inner thigh. Let's exhale, bring it back. As we bring it back, let's lengthen, dorsiflex the foot. This time interlace the fingers behind the leg. Try to keep the body torso lengthened on the ground, toes towards the nose. Let's exhale, start to lift the head towards the knee. Then let's inhale, lengthen the opposite leg. Keep it hovering above the mat, dorsiflex both feet. And let's exhale, bend the knees. Bend both. We're going to release that other leg all the way to the ground. Take the opposite knee. Interlace the fingers. Let's bring that knee towards the chest. Squeezing our back, flattening here. Nice deep breaths. Let's go ahead and exhale. We're going to lift the head. Bring the forehead towards the knee. Start to release. As we start to release, one hand on the knee, one hand on the hip, making sure the hip stays stable. Open up that bent knee leg. Just opening up at the inner thigh, opening up at the leg while keeping hips low back, grounded into the floor. Start to bring that leg that was out, lengthening up, interlace the fingers again behind the leg, lengthen through the leg, dorsiflex the toes. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to exhale and again bring the head towards the knee. As we lengthen that leg, we're now going to lengthen the opposite leg. So start to extend all the way down the end of your mat, hovering an inch off your mat as the toes still point towards the nose. So we have dorsiflexed feet. Lengthen legs. Still breathing here. Nice deep breaths. And let's exhale. Gently bend both knees. Bring the soles of the feet back down. As we come back down to the ground, allow the palms to face the ground as well. And we're going to just activate that low back by pressing the soles of the feet into the ground and pressing away. So it's just a gentle rocking motion as you use the feet to push away or up towards the front part of your mat. You can feel this rocking especially in the low back, in the sacrum, the pelvis. Taking nice deep breaths. And then releasing that flow. As we release the flow, let's heel toe the feet slightly open. Open the palms of the hands. Relax the arms and the shoulders. Let's allow the knees to move to one side, stretching through the glutes, the legs, the hips, and the low back. One more breath here. And let's gently move to the opposite side, knees bent. Relaxing to the other side. Focusing on the breath. Even starting to shut the eyes here as we are getting ready for Shavasana. And starting to bring the knees back to neutral. Heel toe, feet back in, hip width distance apart. And at this point, you can lengthen the legs. We're coming out to Shavasana. Full Shavasana is lengthen the legs. And the feet open, the palms open, ready to relax. Remember, if this is not comfortable for your body, grab maybe a towel rolled up, put it behind the neck to help support the neck. Maybe the knees need support for the lower back, so maybe we put cushions or pillows and keep our knees bent and allow the legs to lay upon the cushions and pillows where the knees are. Whatever feels best for your body during meditation, so you'll keep coming back. Remember, you can always have a pen and paper or notepad with you so that we can release some of those thoughts and ideas that might float through our mind as we move through our meditation. Let's focus on the breath here. Focusing on the inhales, the exhales. Recentering the body, the mind. Coming back to the solar plexus where we started today. This is above the navel, below the sternum. I am the unbounded, changeless self. I am the unbounded, changeless self. Siddho hum. I am wholeness. Siddho hum. I am wholeness. Your true self is not your ever-changing body and mind, or shifting emotions, or personal traits. Those things have been impermanent all your life. Who I am is not found at the level of change. Bodily sensations, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and different social groups we build or belong to. But these identities are always changing. There is a continuity of awareness within you that experiences all of these changes. That awareness is the same before and after each passing thought or experience. Only by going beyond change will you find your true self. The experiencer has always been there, even through the constant stream of your life experiences that have changed. That aware presence within you that allows you to have an experience has never left nor changed. As your mind shifts from one thought to another, Your awareness was always there, recognizing the experiencer. Your awareness reveals the way to finding your true self. Simply by existing, experiencing, and being aware, the infinite potential within inside you opens life to the wonders of love. It only waits for you to make the connection with it. Once you make the connection, you become your true self. This is the path to love and awakening. True self is fully awake, free of all the mental distractions that keep us stranded on the surface of life. Being awake gives you a clear view of reality. More self-awareness brings you closer to your source. Love emerges without effort nor judgment. At any given moment, you can experience your sense of self. Breathe in, breathe out. You are purely yourself. You experience your breath with a quiet mind. Nothing more is needed to find the path of your true self. It is effortless. Love, bliss, and infinite potential. There is no work to do, nothing to fix nor repair. Your true self is unchanging and cannot be broken nor lost. It is pure awareness, all-encompassing silent knowing, unborn and ever the same. Let go of your struggle. Begin to open your awareness of who you really are. I am the unbounded, changeless self. I am the unbounded, changeless self. Siddho. Silent mantra through the mind, through the body, with each and every breath. Siddho hum. Starting to release that silent mantra, Siddho hum, I am wholeness. And coming back to our breath, allowing the body to start to reawaken. Moving fingers, moving toes. Taking a moment maybe to stretch overhead, contracting all of the muscles. And when you feel like moving to the side, you can move to the side in our fetal position. I like to move to the left side. And when you're ready, you can press away from the earth with the palms of the hands, with your arm strength. As we come back to center, thank you for joining me. Namaste. And have a wonderful day.